Mecca, Saudi Arabia, March 2nd, 2001, which, as many of you remember, is about 6 months before the shit hit the fan. Blackbirds flit through the Ottoman arcade of the Masjid al-Haram, dodging hanging lamps and ceiling fans like barnstormers. Yasir squints into the sun, calculates its arc over the Hijaz mountains, and arranges our prayer rugs in a shaded stretch of inlaid marble. Out on the sweltering central plaza, 100,000 hajis undulate like whitecaps around the 2,000-year-old cube, Al-Kaaba, as seductive as a Bedouin bride draped in black. A clan of Pashtuns, swathed in reeking, sweat-stained Iram, wedge themselves in front of us. The oldest, stubble-headed and hawk-nosed, hunkers down at the foot of my prayer rug, ignores my attempts to get his attention. Cramped and irritable, I lose my temper, shove him hard. It's like trying to uproot a tree. His steel-gray eyes peer defiantly over a bare, bony shoulder. His leathery face scowls beneath a flinty beard, reminding me he never budged for the Russian bastards who savaged his homeland, and he'd be damned if he was going to move for the likes of me. And then a thought, gentle as a sea breeze, cools my outrage. Tapping the Pashtun's shoulder, I hold up my water bottle as he glowers suspiciously. The old prick finally takes the water, drinks half of it, and hands it back with a curt nod. I tuck my knees up against his sinewy back to support his weight, and without so much as a grunt, he relaxes into me like an old friend. Yasir frowns at my schoolyard diplomacy. Islam means surrender, Taha. The Naqshbandi sheikh who gave me that name must have sensed I'd had a hard time getting the ego in check. Taha literally means, oh man. After the noon prayer, 8 shrouded corpses are portaged on biers to the Kaaba, now cordoned off by soldiers in black berets. The imam recites janazah, a prayer for the dead. And well over 1 million voices salute the departed brothers and sisters in an electrifying refrain. One was a 5-year-old child, Yasir translates. I ask if the dead are brought in from all over the city, and he grimaces at my naivete. They all died here, since this morning. Yasir cocks his bald head toward the toward the surging sea of white-draped pilgrims. The child was trampled to death. When I stare at him incredulously, he replies, "This is Hajj, Taha." Exiting the haram, we're jostled down several flights of stairs into a narrow souk. Yasir tucks in close behind me, tightly grips the straps of my shoulder bag to hang close. 50 meters ahead, another wave of Hajis attempts to cross perpendicular to the logjam of sweating bodies. The space between us compresses, and we are crushed like commuters on the Tokyo subway. That's when I feel the raw current of fear spiking like an electrical surge through the crowd. It's as if memory resonates from the asphalt beneath our feet. A collective realization that it was here, in this very marketplace, that 400 people lost their lives on the previous Hajj. Then I hear Yasir praying loudly behind me. I glance over my shoulder to see him pale, terrified. Instinctually, my hands protect my face like a boxer. Elbows guard my ribs, and I allow the unrelenting pressure of the mob to extrude me from one compressed space to the next. Yasir pulls on my shoulder strap as images of Manchester football riots flood my imagination and fire an adrenal response. I've got to stay alive, get my friend out safe. At the bottleneck, we're slammed by the cross-current. The crush is suffocating. A maelstrom of frantic eyes and mouths gaping for air, only inches from my own. Voices pleading in languages I don't need to understand. And arms flailing like swimmers caught in a tidal wave. Fists jam into my side, feet kick at my heels, and the shoulder strap cuts into my sunburned skin. Yasir's prayer is all I can hear. La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah. And then miraculously, we are spit out the other side, duck quickly into a covered arcade and catch our breath. My friend is a wet rag. He's lost his new keffiyeh in the fray. I dig a few reals out of my shoulder bag, buy 2 cups of orangeade at a kiosk. Yasir swallows the cold nectar and comes up for air. A wobbly smile cleaves his tousled beard. Did you hear me praying behind you? I heard a lot of people praying, I tell him. Yasir mops his forehead with a soggy corner of his iram. Your prayer is always more honest when you think you are going to die, he admits, and we break simultaneously into manic laughter. A Muslim needs to know suffering, Taha. I eat this shit for breakfast, I muttered. Then following my friend's eyes, I looked down and noticed that the hand holding my cup is shaking.